biggest thing missing in Aboriginal culture, which rubs off onto society all over, is spiritual. Not the other things that people been going on and, you know, doing projects on and do films on and doing.
Alrighty, you're listening to 103.1 FM, Kenya River Radio, keeping it real and keeping it alive.
All Kenya is the cultural heart of Western New South Wales. Anywhere along the river is Bark of Menindee. From other side of Berg to here. And we always say, if you cross the Darling River and have a drink of the water, you'll come back to Wilkenya. We believe that all of us people, our people, Barkindji people, is Gilper and Muckra, that's the Eagle, Hawk and Crow. Right, so we don't need to marry. I'm Muckra, I'm an eagle person, and that's why I put the animals, all animals, years ago as people. I put these 6 holes full of here, and they playing clapsticks and that, and it took me about nearly 15 years to work that print out. The brolgas, they dancing, and the swans going looking for water. See how they're flying north? With this exhibition, we did put a lino in what I already carved, and then sometimes if I'm doing a map of something or some person, I've got to put the right on the left and the left on the right. So with this blueprint here, this is the Menindee Lakes, that's the bark of the Darling River, and this is Lake Menindee, that's Kopiola, where they used to have the inland boat races, and this Lake Pomamaru. So I got to carve it all back to front. Then when it's printed, it comes out like this, and so with this print, so what I'm trying to do with this is tell a story about when they let water out the lakes, they kill all the fish and everything, and the yabbies, the mussels, and all of a sudden then they'll kill the emus and the kangaroos, so therefore the 2 skeletons. When they let the water out of the Menindee Lakes, this puddle, it floods into the bark, and that's why the fish are here, but everything else is dead. Then Granny Moisey, who reared me up, so there's 3 generations of Granny Moisey's family. That's my handprint, my niece, and my youngest niece's handprint here. The Plesiosaurus looks like the Loch Ness Monster, right? It was in Scotland, so that's what the thing looked like. So this is the past, because they found this otherwise. This is our future.
Like the wind, you know I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Bit of courage and guts, hard work, determination. Gotta protect our culture for the future generation.
Run like the river, we keep our culture strong.
The strength and respect flowing from my ancestors.
On this land where we belong.
You can hear the ancestors out here. Wind blowing through the trees like wood. Sad for them to take our river away. Like, my old grandmother, Auntie Elsie and them, and Jessica, and we all used to be up and down this river every day. Jump in the car, we're going fishing, hunting, all this and that, you know. Come down the river, go on home with our feeder fish. Johnny cakes, kangaroo, emu, fish on the gridiron. Come down here and just sit around, you know, have a good day on the river. Go home then about 5:30 in the afternoon, 6 o'clock. Take the fish back to the mission, cook up another feed for the rest of the family. Now, can't sort of do it, no water, you know, in our river. Fishing days are gone, we need to bring it all back.
This one here is I call garkala, which is the bush banana. The colours in here, the green represent the wild banana plant, and the yellow and the white represent the campfire. The ants represent my people coming together around the campfire on the river banks. This painting is I call Claypan spirit. Along the Barkindji lands, along the river, there's all these old campfires where the ancestors lived. And so these circles represent that. There's large ones and then there's small ones. You got little white dots here and there. These represent the seeds of the environment, the trees, the bushes and all that, and they just lay there over the years, and all of a sudden the floodwater comes through and then they change shape. There's little markings and then they turn into these vegetation here, see, the flowers and all the little trees.
The X-ray, and I just mix it all, you know, like white is all the rice, and all of our animals need the water, but they take more water for all the rice. And this side of the river used to flow, and now the fish is back into the water holes. The circles and that there represent a big water hole. And years ago, the river was running like that there, with all the stream right through. Put him in the hole, he can feed the full tribe. Yeah, like.
We was down the river the other week, I counted about 6 swans, all just laying beside the water. I could have cried. It's sad. Emus, you know? Emus just dying beside the river. Kangaroos are laying beside the river. You know, birds. I haven't seen a flock of birds in 6 months, I'd say. First time the other day I saw a flock of birds, they was at the Oval.
Welcome to Kenya where the down flows. Stars need birds, but the cotton farmers keep the bark alive. Barkindji nation, 10,000 generations. Being people of the river since the dawn of creation.
Our river comes from rainfall up in Queensland. So we don't get it from mountain water or snow. So we have to wait until a monsoon come in from the top end and come into the Darling Downs. They all get into all those tributaries up north, which eventually get into the Darling River, into our Barkindji. That's the only little bit of water we get now, is like when they release a bit of water up here out these dams and stuff, I think. But it's not natural water like how it should be.
When I was young, Mum and her sisters and other family members, extended family members and Nan, we'd come fishing in all these spots right along the river.
Our mothers and grandmothers would tell us all about it. We used to go camping. No cars was around then. Take us right down about 5-6 miles down, camp on the bloody banks on the old sandbars. And that's where we was taught how to catch fish at night time and all.
Our barker is our lifeline. It's there to provide food for us, drinking water, keeping us clean and everything, you know.
This is my great-great-great-grandmother, Granny Annie Moisey. She is Nana Maggie's mother. My family always says that Granny Wesley was a clever woman. She had special powers.
When I was a child, the river was nice and healthy. You was able to come down, with your billy tin and just scoop it out of the river, put it on the billy, on the fire, and you'd be able to just lean down in the water and drink it.
And we make slides and slipping on, and we swing on the swing over there, and we do some tricks on the swing, and then we go off into the water.
I used to love climbing the big river red gum trees, sit in the trees and just wait for the parents to pull the fish in or the boys to pull the yabbies out, but our river, there was never a boring moment with our river.
About Marco Polo, kids go in the water and one person stays up, and that person who's in has to say Marco, and the other people say Polo, and the person who's in got to try find them. And they can go underwater and hide and sneak away from them.
As a 12-year-old, we were still able to buy bullets. So we'd go and buy bullets, use our rifle to go and get kangaroo meat. And we did all this by walking, myself and a couple of cousins. And whatever meat we got, we'd share it out amongst our families and old people around Barkindji. And I still do it today.
It means everything to us as Barkindji people. For thousands of years our people lived on the river. The river feeds us. It's like a mother to us. It's like our blood that runs through our veins.
It's where you learn and where you connect to country. It's a pretty special place, and you can feel when you come out here it's peaceful. I was sitting there before, just on the ground, and because of the wind it drowns out the sound of other things, and you can just concentrate on that breeze and start thinking about those old memories and what it would have been like growing up here for old people,
See a lot of animal on the other side, made me mouth watery. Kangaroos coming down the water. Wish I was young them days, these days, I'd dive under and come up near them and grab them.
The bridge, the swings that they used to have underneath that. Do you know that's hollow, that bridge under the old one? Where you could climb in there and hide from police, if you was wagging scoot. But they were all the fun days. People before me, the older generations before me, how they used to shake fruit, and they'd be on that bridge. Was the best place to escape. But then they become silly in a way. When the police had come, they're singing, I know you're there. They would chuck the fruit in the river, they'd hear the plonk, clonk, clonk, or the different fruit chucked off the bridge. They'd come out, we got no fruit, Sergeant. He said, I know, they're all in the river. So,
even non-Indigenous people be down on the river with their boats and skiing and all that sort of stuff. And now you don't see none of that sort of stuff now. You're lucky to be fishing on the river.
Barkindji and proud. River got sick, it's like it affected my mob. It's like my people ditch fishing for smoking and sipping grog. My people started pointing the blame. Getting traumas like a shadow that'll follow you home.
Well, the past is the past, and enough is enough. Get the limelight to be safe instead of walking past the pub. Shake a leg in the red dirt, we dance in the dust. In Waku, Bigger, Nachi, we trust.
Run like the wind, I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Football creates structure, creates leadership. It's a time when you see this whole community come together for something positive. Actually seeing a game in Barkindji, this whole town packed. Kids love their NRL superstars, but if you ever ask the kids who they ever want to play like, they'll mention their uncles. People love watching the men's play, but when you see the ladies, even the men cringe. Oh, that's a hit, that's a tackle. You know, they know how to play footy, you know, because, you know, you got most of them are wives to these football players or mothers, so they know that game inside out, and don't argue with them, you know, they'll come back at you.
But me, I'm just a proud Barkindji woman.
It's really good to have a local radio station with the media and everything to get it on out there and get our message across for our future kids. And we also get the kids coming in talking about the river from the schools, so we getting them involved in our local radio, and also to make sure we get it across to the mainstream in Australia about what's going on to our river.
It's a place for when it's drier. We got this water that comes through in those drier times when people from the dry country would come in, when it's too dry in their country, come in and they got access to water, got connection to this river country as well.
I came home in 2006, and in that time, which is 12 years today, there have been 2 big major floods down this river, and look at it. You can't even see the water from those 2 floods that filled Waichuka Lake out there.
When they actually turn their pumps on up in Burke, the river actually flows backwards. That's how big the pumps are. And downstream, you got Menindee with the lakes. So when they open the gates up to fill the lakes up, it's like the river here in Kenya. It's like pulling the plug out of the bathtub.
This was the best swimming pool going.
That was when I was fishing and I had a string tied onto a lemonade bottle. And when I was looking at Dad and talking to him, I had the lemonade bottle behind my back, talking to Dad, looking to the side. And then the fish took my line. I told Dad to get in and go get it.
Did you get it?
No, the fish took off with it.
Every day when that river's up, the one thing you will first see is crime drops. Just like that, because they've got their life, they've got the river is their entity. It is their livelihood. It's their mother. So they go to their mother. They get their feed from their mother. You know, they have fun. They're swimming in in that river. Their whole history is there. So when I see it, I just see how health rises, crime drops. I see smiles. That's the best thing I can say. The smiles on every person, from elders fishing, the fathers and mothers having a picnic with, or a barbecue along the riverbank with their kids in the water, swimming, fishing, whatever.
Because the river used to be nice and clear here. That's why the Barkindji people, as river people, we used to walk along with the spears and do spear fishing.
But you don't see them days no more. All the sandbars is all bloody washed away and fell in because all the silk of the bloody cotton.
Have you caught fish in the river?
Not now, because it's a little down.
We haven't got a spring or a dam to turn to. Now all we got is our river. Now they drill just to get us bore water. And I tell you, the worst thing to drink is bore water. You know, not only is it looks horrible, but it tastes horrible, you know. Imagine that day in and day out, and you've got to be drinking tea and coffee just to get that taste. Yeah, so.
While I know of the atrocities and things that's been committed against our race, going right back to the start, but I'm still able to forgive people and forget, any wrongs we may have done to each other, as long as we look after our assets that we all own. This don't belong to a government to break it up and and turn it into fees or into a money-raising venture. This belongs to all the people who live in Australia, no matter who you are or where you're from. Water belongs to the spirit above us. No one else owns it. We're supposed to protect this because that's life. Without that, nothing lives.
When I'm gone, well, these young fellas, they carry on the thing what I've led them. About the land where they live.
What shall we do now that the 90s are through? Everything bigger and better and faster. We could start anew with a different point of view, but don't let the power become your master. But I see it in your eyes. Vacant staring eyes that used to look outside your window at the world going by. When you step outside, and you might be surprised, you know we are all sensual beings. I'll take a ride down by the seaside. Turn off your lights, turn off your machines. But I see it in your eyes. Vacant staring eyes that used to look outside your window at the world going by. Oh, it might be fun. Yeah, it might be smart. Ah, look how far we've come. And how far we've grown apart. Won't you take a stroll down by the waterhole where we used to swim in those hot Decembers when we were small? We reveled in it all. Do you remember? Do you remember? But I see it in your eyes. Vacant staring eyes that used to look outside your window at the world going by. Yeah, you used to look outside your window And the way